2023, I think it's safe to say that this is the biggest year for Rust Console in terms of gameplay. And whilst we can look forward to the updates coming to 2024 that will hopefully only enhance the game's reputation and gameplay, before delving into what's to come, we should really look back at what has come in this game within 2023. 2023 started off with devblog 13, which was Powersurge. Now Powersurge for me was one of the best updates to come to the game in terms of how people played the game. It really just transformed how you played the game with electricity, lining up turrets. It became the time period of people doing a lot of onlines, more so than they used to, because you could just spam turrets and basically it was just offline only. And for me, I had some of the best times within the Powersurge update, more specifically the server Raid 2.0 that CNQR absolutely dominated that one wipe, where we done that huge online against that China wall base. I say China wall, it looked like an absolute fucking castle. Powersurge was probably one of the better times to be playing this game when an update dropped. Now alongside Powersurge being introduced to the game, Power Plant was also being introduced. This was a monument that was supposedly supposed to come or was in at the start of the game's release on launch. However, they took it out probably due to performance issues. Now this devblog marked a great day for the community, more specifically the community of builders. Build Paradise servers were then implemented to the game on the PTB, which is the public test branch version of the game, where you could go into these servers and basically build the base you want to build for wipe day or whenever you want. As the server states, it's a builder's paradise. So already off the bat, devblog 13 and devblog 14 were telling everything the community wanted to hear. Roll around to devblog 15, Cultivator was appearing out of thin air, which was farming 2.0. Basically, not only could you try and achieve god clones by sitting there for probably hours on end trying to get that, teas were then introduced where you could have 3 different tiers of teas to obtain the most amount of loot. More specifically, we had wood teas, we had ore teas, we had scrap teas, and then you have rads, and then you have health, but the main ones were wood, scrap, and ore. And you would have different tiers such as the standard ore tea, the advanced ore tea, and the pure ore tea, pure being the best. Now one of the CNQR lot always said that when teas would come to the game would kind of change and somewhat decline, because it would become less of a survival bare bones based game. People would be building mammoths and onlines would kind of diminish, which really, if we're talking truthfully, it kind of did happen. That, you know, there's not many onlines that really go on in terms of bare bones vanilla servers or official servers, so to speak. Whereas when we got to community servers, which we'll get to, it kind of all changed. People still do a lot of offlining. However, obviously it presents itself the opportunity for you to then online, because there's modded servers such as 2 times and 3 times. Devblog 16 rolled around, and this was basically more in-depth details on farming 2.0, or more specifically Cultivator. And then we went into third-party devices. They spoke about this for one of the first times in devblog history from Rust Console, or more specifically D11. So as you've seen in the screenshots of my prior video talking about Zim and Zen, there was a screenshot of Weeping Honey, who is an admin for the Rust Console Discord, and he was talking about, at the start of the game's release, an anti-cheat. Now I don't know where the fuck this anti-cheat's been all this time. But it seems as if it's done fuck all. There's either 2 ways this has gone. There's either 1, they don't have an anti-cheat and they're just blagging for cheaters to kind of stop cheating, as that's the only way you can do it. Or there is an anti-cheat and it's absolutely fucking useless. The only way you're going to get banned is if you report with visual evidence of someone having a Zen or Zim on their desk, or within a message, you report that to the Zen desk, which it's still ironic that they've actually got Zen Labs or Zen Desk mentioned in their game, and that's their help desk. It's really ironic. And even then, if you submit substantial evidence of these players cheating, they still might not get banned, because they still might not get around to it. So either way, you're kind of left in the dark with things. So there's really little hope you're going to get someone banned on an official server. If you want to get someone banned, try a community server. However, they could either misban someone because they don't look into it, or they just allow cheaters, so they're not going to ban them, full stop. So the Rust Console community has really been just dealt with bait from Rust Console's fishing rod here. Like there's very little that this auto detection system can do, whether that's even a thing. Like if you see Ubisoft and other games that are kind of struggling with banning these kind of, you know, cheating devices, how the hell do you think, in respect here, how do you think D11 is going to trump what all these other million-dollar companies have done? But hey, if it works, then fair play to him. But from my perspective, sitting here playing this game for a long amount of time, I don't see much progression. Now, after the release of Cultivator, they then mentioned that Horsepocalypse was going to come to the game. This was going to be hyped up to be one of the biggest updates that this game has had. It's the first transportation system that this game's had, apart from by default on launch there was obviously boats and rips. Now the maps aren't too big, but they're not too small either. 3km's kind of like the middle ground of maps, and horses kind of get you around the place really rapidly, which some people like and some people dislike. Hopefully we're going to be seeing bigger maps as time progresses. You then have Devblog 17 with the new Ortiz that will be coming as well, or being added with Cultivator. And then obviously you have more skins coming to the game, and as well as a terrain revamp, as well as a graphical update, making it more saturated and kind of just making the game a lot more like PC in regards to the graphics that obviously our consoles can handle. Devblog 18, which was a big one in respects to Cultivator and Horsepocalypse, talking in depth about both of them, Cultivator being released and Horsepocalypse with in-game images of the horses being used and how they will work with Large Barn and Ranch, as well as one of the biggest Rust Console skin releases that this game's had through leaks, obviously through Rust Console skin and many other people that were dropped these weapons with this skin on. It was the Necronomic Arsenal unique collection pack. This devlog was a big one to cover for me, specifically over on TikTok. This got a lot of views. People were hyped for this. It was a big devlog. Devlog 19 was the release of Horsepocalypse, but more specifically a little touch upon on community servers, which D11 quoted, "Lastly, we want to assure everyone that we are still working with our new partners to bring you community servers as soon as possible." This obviously being G Portal that we know about. Horsepocalypse, which then launched onto Rust Console, which a lot of people were hyped about, with obviously the new monuments of Ranch and Large Barn, as well as some new texture remaps and updates to fit the PC aesthetic, more specifically the satellite dish monument. This was Devblog 20, so still we had some progression with each update. Then from September up to December, we had the quality of life, Halloween event, Christmas event, and most importantly, community servers, which for whatever reason or opinion that you may have, started really badly, has kind of got off on the foot really badly. However, do we think it's going to get better? In my opinion, yes. There's a lot of comments that also suggest this on my YouTube. I see those comments talking about how this game will get better with community servers. All the bad ones, which with really poorly made admins, will be flushed out and basically put to the back of the line, and those with Discord setups, gifts, and really well made servers, they will prevail and, you know, be the best and most poppin' that the community will have. And that's just rounding up 2023 in terms of updates. As we look to the future of Rust Console, it's kind of uncertain whether this game will be a big hit, and is it progressing as fast as people maybe think or maybe guessing? That is still unknown. However, the updates that we do believe that are going to be coming to this game within 2024, one of them that I think will be coming is cars. There's been a lot to suggest that cars will be coming to the game, as well as bigger maps. Now, we do have monuments that can't really be fitted in these maps that we have at the moment. One to suggest junk pile, which is obviously my suggestion that cars could be coming to the game within 2024, as well as trains. Trains transportation is something that's kind of big within the Rust PC scene, as their maps are huge, so to make their way around the maps, that is a good suggestion and good way to do that. As well as, you know, you have quite a few monuments to suggest that trains will be a big part when maps do get bigger for Rust Console, as we have a couple monuments already with train as the title. Do I think scrap helis or minis will be coming to this game within 2024? No, I just don't really see them, you know, being added when there's old gen. I feel like that the game has to be more advanced and needs to be run on a better console than what old gen is offering, as well as the cheaper versions of the new gen, such as the Xbox Series S and obviously whatever that will be for the PlayStation 5. I do see that there's going to be more attachments that are going to be added to the game, such as an extended mag and hopefully some better refined skins that we're getting. Obviously we got a free one, which was the gold AK, which was a thank you from D11 over on their Twitter when they achieved a certain goal. I think it was around 185,000 followers. But what do you guys think? What would you like to see in this game within 2024? This may be one of my last videos within this year, and if I don't make another video, I hope you have a really good New Year's. As well as join up the CNQR Warfare servers. We have solo, duo, trio and a clans server. A lot of my time is dedicated to that, but most importantly, join up the Discord. Link is in the description, as well as my socials. Be sure to leave some support if you haven't already. Thank you everyone for their support as always. I'll see you in the next one.